I want to keep this video short and to the point, so I'm going to be doing it without a script, so just bear with me here while I say what I need to say. Most of the time when I play Dead by Daylight, I'm full stacking with my friends, so I never actually have any random survivors, or if I am playing by myself, it's usually late at night when I'm solo queuing. In this instance, I was queued with my wife, and we were just playing some duo queues after a long day, and I ran into one of my first ever blatant full cheating teammates. The game starts normal, but it really doesn't take long to devolve past that, as you'll see me sitting on the other side of shack window and watching the random pick themselves up off the floor over and over again while the killer tries to pick them up. From this point on, it doesn't take more than a minute of this interaction before the survivor decides that they're just done picking themselves up and decides to phase through the floor, so the killer is unable to hit them anymore, despite it really doing nothing to begin with. After revealing their hand that they're just going to be full blatantly cheating for the rest of this game, the survivor disappears only to reappear and get onto the generator next to me. At this point, we were really just trying to get the killer onto the next match if he didn't want to DC, so me and the rest of my teammates were just trying to complete the generators and get on with our lives. At a certain point, the killer makes his way over to us, and we begin to try to farm, just ignoring the cheater if at all possible, which also doesn't last very long, unfortunately. My wife, the remaining random, and I all begin cycling hooks and trying to get the killer as many points as we can while also farming our own save points. And right when you think everything is fine and we'll be able to at least get some sort of compensation for dealing with this, it really starts to devolve. At this point, the cheater starts blocking hooks while they're invisible, so the killer is unable to actually get any more hook points. And even when they drop the survivor, they're just stuck in the holding animation, and the random survivor who was on the killer's shoulder is unable to move or do anything for the rest of the match. I didn't record it, but we tried stunning the killer out to see if maybe the survivor would drop, but to no avail, it made no difference. The killer is forced to sit here through the endgame collapse, and even after the timer ends, nothing actually happens. The game doesn't know what to do, as the survivor is simultaneously on the killer's shoulder and also on the ground according to the UI. So it basically just ends with the random survivor taking a DC penalty and allowing the killer to abandon, which is honestly probably the happiest ending that could have happened here. Probably the funniest and saddest part is after all of this, the cheater has the audacity to type in the endgame chat and tries to get a reaction out of the rest of us, which rightfully we ignore and just reported him and move on. These script kiddies have a habit of marking people down who talk shit to them and follow them around into each and every one of their games and just ruin their experience as much as possible. Cheating isn't super common in a game like Dead by Daylight, as the last time I can remember running into a full blatant cheater was almost a year ago against a huntress who had hit scan hatchets. And really the only point I have in making this video is I just wanted to say that people who cheat in this game are truly bitchless. I don't know what goes through somebody's head to cheat in a game like Dead by Daylight. While DBD has a reputation for being toxic and I guess a little competitive, I've never really viewed it that way. I try my hardest not to take this game so seriously, as I've seen so many people do in the past, because at the end of the day, it really means nothing. This game is a big nothing burger, and it really perplexes me on why people go through steps to cheat and spend the money on them. I obviously don't condone cheating, but I guess I've always understood people cheating in games like competitive FPSs and stuff as a way to feel superior because they're not very good or don't have the time to practice. But in a game like DBD, where literally nothing matters, I am at a complete loss for why anybody would waste the time or money doing so. It's complete loner behavior, which is further reinforced by the fact that this guy is playing alone, because who really wants to play with somebody who's cheating in a game like this? Or hell, even just cheating in general. I honestly think these people are the lowest of the low because they enjoy being the center of attention and are fully willing to ruin everybody else's experience around them just so that they can get their own laughs. If you find yourself questioning if you ever want to cheat in this game, my honest advice to you would be go outside, touch the grass, and hey, maybe even smell a couple of flowers. It might set you straight.